Welcome back to the Michigan Business Beat, brought to you on the Michigan Business Network. Chris Holman here. And right now we're in our studios in downtown Lansing, but we're going to stay in the area, but we're going to venture down the street. We're going to spend a little time with David Silva Smith, good friend and coordinator of the Capital Grind. And David, let's start with Capital Grind real quickly and then get into what we want to talk about, which is, cyber money. Cyber-currencies. So tell us about the Grind.
Cool. Yeah. So Startup Grind, it's a global organization. I don't actually run it anymore, but I started it in 2015. And the idea was to inspire, educate, connect founders here in the Lansing region. And right now our friend Ruben Levinson, he's directing that during the pandemic, doing a fantastic job, bringing in speakers from California, just great topics and great energy, helpful resources there, great networking. So, recommend people, if they haven't been to a Startup Grind, check it out and you'll be warmly welcomed.
It's interesting because I've sat in on quite a few of these actually because of our relationship over the years, and they really are enhancing. And by the way, the speaker is fair game for the audience. So any questions you have, they can take care of that. So much for the Grind. Thank you for starting that and keeping it going. But let's talk a little bit about cryptocurrency today, because this is a thing that we all talk about, and I think very few of us know anything about. You've spent hours explaining it to me, and I'm pretty sure I'm about 30% of the way to understanding. But let's talk about cryptocurrency and bring us up to date on what it is.
Oh my gosh, Chris, this is amazing. And I think it's a simple idea. Back in 1992, almost nobody had email, and if you thought about going from letters to email, one wouldn't think that's such a big idea, right? But it's huge. And now you've got computers emailing, and it's hard to imagine life without email. And the cool thing is that pretty much almost anything you can do with a letter, you can do with email. You can print out emails, so you can treat it like letters, but it's faster, it's cheaper, it's more efficient. And cryptocurrencies that same way. Now I've been in the space since 2011, but really got in 2013, and it's just amazing now. I use the traditional banking system. I'm going to send 2 wires today. It's so annoying. It's going to take me at least 30 minutes to do these things. Sometimes the bank systems don't even work, and then I don't know how to check on it. I got to call the people. Did you get the wire? With cryptocurrency, it's just I just would hop on my computer and zip off the money. It's there in like 10 seconds. I can check the status of it. It's really amazing.
Well, David, I think one of the things that gives caution to certainly people in my generation, but maybe even the generation below, is we grew up with the dollar is backed by gold. There's a currency, right, that is substantial. We know that the gold standard has gone away a long time ago, but there is still something there. What is cryptocurrency based on?
So all currencies, today, nobody's on the gold standard. They're all backed by people's trust in them. And so, when we think about the dollar, what we're really trusting in is, the future purchasing power of that dollar. And I think actually that's one of the reasons I got into cryptocurrency. I didn't feel good, in 2011, 2013 about, the future purchasing power of dollars. I've never felt good about that in my entire life since I started investing 19 years ago. And I've always wanted to have as little money as possible and as much assets as possible, because I knew that money is designed to lose purchasing power. Now let's look at Bitcoin. There's lots of different cryptocurrencies too. So that's one thing that I talked about before. You can actually zip around, US dollar type assets, instead of Bitcoin, so you're not subject to the fluctuations. But let's talk about Bitcoin for a minute, because Bitcoin is designed, to increase in value. And, it might not always do that, but that is the design. It's a scarce resource. And, as more and more people find it useful and more people start using it, and every day there's more and more companies accepting it and finding use cases for it, it's more and more scarce, more and more people want it. And then compared to the US dollar, which by design is designed to lose money. So, just on that basis, kind of, which one do you want to be in? One that's like, melting in your hands, designed to melt in your hands, or one that's designed to maintain or grow its value.
Well, Dave, I think a critical point, we kind of skimmed over it there, but I want to emphasize it, is that The reason you say normal currency is designed to devalue is because inflation eats a little bit of it up. And also when we need more, we print more. With cryptocurrency, there is a finite amount.
Yeah. That's one of the big things that drew me to it. But I do want to, I think I skipped over your main point was the trust. And so, where does this trust come from? So, if we're trusting in US dollars, we're really trusting in, the Federal Reserve and what they're going to do with the money. And they really want to, when we have a pandemic, they want to help people out and they want to give money to people. And so where did that money come from last year? It came from printing, because you can't give money to people if you're going to take it away from them. We can't give out $9 trillion and then raise taxes, 3x, and nobody's going to like that. And so that's where the trust for the US dollar comes from. And a lot of people trust the US dollar because, they grew up with it. Before cryptocurrency, I never really thought about dollars or any money because I just lived in the US and we use dollars. And so my trust was just kind of born in me. Now, where does the trust for cryptocurrency or Bitcoin come from? That comes from math.
Well, you know what, Dave? I'll tell you what, this is skimming the surface. So we're gonna have you on periodically to talk about cyber currency, because that is one of the things we're going to have to look at, whether we want to or not, in the future. And you're going to explain how we do that. Dave Silva Smith, thanks so much for being with us and that update on cryptocurrency. You've been watching the Michigan Business Beat on the Michigan Business Network. I'm Chris Holman. We'll be back with more.